welcome back to it. Hope all of you are safe and healthy. So today we're going to prepare a very cute bottle art inspired from the plant called Rajnikanth. If you're new here, do consider subscribing. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much for your wonderful support, and watch the video till the end because I'm going to give you a lot of tips to get a lot of hold on these types of bottle arts and other types of clay arts. For the base, I'm going to use white cement mixed with Fevicryl and water and create a good paste. If you want, you can use multimedia paste, texture paste, you can use stencils, sculpture paste, or anything of your choice depending on what type of texture you want to create and on what surface you want to create. Since it's going to be glass, white cement is a very good choice. And the main reason for using white cement out here is the bottle has embossed brand names throughout on like all the sides, and in order to cover that and give a smooth finish, I have used this particular concept. I'm using a wet sponge to dab it around the texture paste as it's wet, and that will create a very nice stucco texture throughout. And while it dries, I'm going to use Fevicryl molded clay to create the patterns of leaf and flowers. So for that, I have mixed these two mediums and I'm going to just spread it around. I have used an OHP sheet, or you can also use a plastic sheet to work with. I'm using a palm leaf to create the stencil of this particular leaf because both Rajnikanth and palm leaf has a similar leaf structure or leaf blade structure. So I'm going to just place it on top of my clay and just press it so that way I get the impressions of it, and I'm going to cut them and use it as a template. Now once it's done, we are going to take these leaves and going to stick it on top of our bottle using Fevicryl. And the major advantage of using a Fevicryl molded clay is this is an air dry clay which dries within 15 to 20 minutes. So that's going to be very easy for us to shape it up. But again, it's a disadvantage if you mix it in a larger quantity. So mix the clay according to the quantity that you require. And later on we can mend it, and we have to use water to smoothen it out. So that's a very easy method, or that's a very easy medium to work with, to be frank. And so I'm using water dipped in my fingers and I'm going to just smoothen it out on the edges so that kind of looks nice. Next, once it's done, I'm going to prepare buds of Rajnikanth plant, which is going to be very tiny in proportion. I made a thin thread out of it, and I'm going to cut it into equal parts and roll it into oval like this, like roll it between my fingers, and that's it. We have a bud. So it's that simple. That's going to be just these tiny detailings that we can work with, which is very similar to terracotta jewelry that we do in general. Once these leaves have dried off, we are going to place these buds, and yes, as you want, we can keep improvising and improvising as much as we want. Next, in order to prepare the flowers, I'm going to again do the same concept, cut it into 8 equal parts. I'm going to roll one, taper it at one end. So this is how it's gonna look when we taper, and then we're going to cut it. Cut it into 6 equal parts. So first we're going to split it into 2, and then we are going to split that half into 3. So this way we're going to get 6 petals, and that's it. We're done with the flower. All we have to do is press it and taper it at the end to get the petal form. It was so easy, very easy. We're going to shape it according to our choice and start fixing in the same concept of how we did our leaves. Now we'll use water to smoothen out so that it looks like it has gelled in really well. Next we'll use these tiny detailings like these, like a bud or a leaf or something like that. Very tiny detailing. These cute detailings will add up to the beauty of the artwork. So once that's done, we're going to let it dry for some time, and as it dries, I'm going to again fill the bottle with the same texture paste that we did. So that'll look very neat and very cute. So once it dries off, we'll start painting. So give it at least 15 to 20 minutes time to dry. If the texture paste has dried off, use a mixture of Fevicryl and water and smoothen it out. once that's done, I'm going to use Fevicryl acrylic colors, the lemon yellow and white, and give a base coat completely. It's better if we use an old brush, especially when we are going to work with textures like these, and a size 0 brush to get into the niches. To get the shade of leaf, I'm going to use deep green shade from Fevicryl. To add highlights, I'm going to mix it with yellow and white, and to get the dark or depth, I'll be using sap green to get the depth and mix it with the deep green shade. In order to fill the colors, I'm going to give 2 to 3 coats of white color itself. Since I did not apply a coat of gesso, I'll be applying 2 to 3 coats of white acrylic color without mixing water. So that way the paint stays in the flower and stays in the clay really well. And to get a little more of detailing, I'll be using golden yellow color to show the depths. So for example, beneath the leaves, beneath the flowers, just to show a very tiny bit of shadow, I'm going to use golden yellow with the lemon yellow color and going to follow the same line of the flowers. That will give me an effect of shade or shadow when the bottle is upright. Once that's done, we're going to let it dry for some time, but the base color looked a little dull. So what I thought was I would be giving a coat of golden yellow throughout the flower so that will pop out the color of the white flower. To top it up, I'm going to use the same blue color or the teal green color that we did in the leaves, so that way the bottle color looks complete. And so once it dries, I'm going to give it a coat of deco varnish, and that's it. We are done with our painting. So hope you guys liked it. Meet you guys in the next video. Until then, namaste.